Right, morning, everyone. What's up, Hoa, Jess, Brad, Sloth? I can see you guys all in here, Tony. Um, yeah, so a couple of things to go over today, which I think yesterday was a pretty good day for not only learning but knowing, when to execute and maybe a little bit of a. I'll speak a little bit on timings, maybe of trading the why I should have maybe traded the Nasdaq over ES first. So I had two trades yesterday. I took a loss on ES before taking a nice winner where I added in and actually put me green on the day on the Nasdaq. You guys, if you go rewatch that stream from yesterday, I actually took it live with Andre on stream yesterday at about like 12 Eastern time. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me in the chat, on socials, everything like that. What's up, Hoa? Good to have you on. But yeah, so let's break down my trades. So let's go like this. Let's just go to yesterday was Thursday. And now today is Friday. So don't, just a little bit of a heads up and precautionary measures. Don't come into the day, trying to gunsling or anything like that. Take it easy. Trade your best setups, trade what's in front of you, and then, go into the weekend on a good note. So yesterday you can see I ended green, but I had a loss first and then I had the winner. So unfortunately took the loss first on ES. I really like this flush of the opening range here. I probably should have got a better price, and that's just something that maybe I will speak about it right now. But we get a flush of the opening range low, and I really did like those shorts there. But I got a bad price. It was the lowest price for the New York session. Obviously, we had rallied higher. We were coming off previous day's highs, off the opening range high, and I really did like it. Unfortunately, took the loss. I then traded Nasdaq off the highs here, okay, which was really, really nice entry price. So look at much better entry price. We don't break higher, struggling to break higher, and then I'm getting in at those highs. Two reasons. One, we had already broken the opening range low. We were respecting the high there, as well as the previous day's highs, and then lastly, we had the opening candle continuation being bearish. Okay, so that put me in alignment with why I wanted the shorts. Both ES and NQ's first hour was bearish, but I really liked the shorts. But Nasdaq was actually trading a lot weaker compared to ES. Look how the Nasdaq doesn't come back up and take highs, whereas ES did. So ES made a new high, but Nasdaq did not. Okay, so a little bit of divergence there, but Nasdaq traded a lot more weaker. So maybe I should have been looking for the Nasdaq shorts from the get-go. Unfortunately, took the loss before getting green on the day. But you live and you learn, and I think it was a good lesson. What's up, KB? What's up, Frank? Good to have you on. Any questions in the chat on that? But yes, so the reason I did like the shorts, and let's walk over them as well, and even on ES, because I think you got to learn from your losses, right? You always got to take away from that. But reason being is because we sold off yesterday, and I made money to the downside on the Nasdaq on Wednesday. Thursday comes in, we V-bottom, we rally, but I still in my pre-market prep, and I spoke to you guys about it, I said that we are at the previous day's range. Remember also something interesting that I did mention about it was that opening week range report, meaning that if we take one side of after Monday and Tuesday sets a high and a low, if we take one side, we very likely won't double break. And that's exactly actually what we get on ES. Look how after Monday and Tuesday sets the high and low, we take the downside. This is the opening week range report with edgeful. So for those that have edgeful, make sure to go check it out. I will bring it up on screen now too. But we take the high side. Now we rally higher, but we are still at those previous days highs. That's why I dotted line, the previous days highs. I know there's sometimes a lot going on my charts, but the reason I liked it is I liked this level for shorts. I know at previous days highs and lows, this is where, higher time frame traders like to get into the markets, breakout traders. And when you're trading as an inside day, can be very, very choppy. But because we got to this previous day's highs, I said on stream, I would like the shorts back down and move up before maybe shorts back down. And that's why maybe I was a little bit too eager and too early on ES. But now that's what we're getting now today. So if we continue to, I'd say if we break these overnight where we market closed at auction here at 980, if we take 980 out, I think we definitely come and see Wednesday's lows, low of week 926 on ES. That's personally for me. But if we bounce and we rally from here, that's going to be interesting. But, obviously anything can happen. But I think definitely if we take out these overnight lows, we're definitely coming back down to at least previous days lows and then weekly lows as well. Anyone got any thoughts or any questions in the chat right now? NASDAQ pretty much the same as well. Wine was actually trading a lot more bullish yesterday than most. We actually closed for Green Day on wine. But let me bring up our Twitter post because I also spoke about this on Twitter. I made a post about it and showing the data. Okay. Let's go like this. Let's get it up. Okay, let's go like this. Boom. Okay, so get up on screen here. And please, if you got any questions or thoughts, please put it in the chat. Go like this. Where's that tweet, man? There you go. Okay. So I took a loss on ES first on stream, but then bounced back with NQ shorts. Let me break it down. Overnight, we rallied and V bottomed off yesterday's sell-off. Gee, some of this typing, these typos. Anyway, this was aggressive buying, taking out previous day's highs. We then stall and price just sits at half day. I get a flush on ES, but we bounce off the lows. This is when I see NQ not make new highs and see it relatively weaker. And now the reason I really did like it, confirming my, what I was looking at from a technical aspect was the data. Look how most of these stocks had bearish first hours as well, besides NVIDIA. Okay, NVIDIA was soaring yesterday. But ES had a bearish first hour as well as NQ, and I like to trade into that. Thoughts on that NQ right off, after covered near the lows, orb low? Thoughts on that NQ right after you covered near the orb lows? What do you mean by that, Hoa? What do you mean on that NQ? So that was my trade, and I think I was just playing the data as well. So having that opening candle continuation in my favor as well. Yes, your second entry. So I took an entry. Let's just go to the 5-minute time frame and let's bring that up as well. So this is basically my entry from yesterday. Let's go like this. Okay. Yeah, so NQ short. So I took the entry, got most of it out over there near orb low, and then I got the re-add because it bounces off of the opening range low that holds the New York session view up, which is this blue one, and I add in, and then I get full out again because I don't know if this was going to bounce. I definitely think that that this obviously continues lower for like another 100 points. But if this bounces here and I add it back into full size, I don't want this to bounce. So I get full out, but I definitely think that maybe leaving a runner or something like that was good. But I was already green on the day, had capitalized. I thought I'd executed pretty well. We do end up coming back down. But yes, my second entry. So right after, yeah, so I take the entry, comes to orb low, I cover. We bounce back up, but hold New York session view up, and I add back into full size. And then I just think that's playing, the trading aggressively when the time calls for it. I think on that second entry. How do you like that add in, Hoa? Yeah, it definitely does flush low, and maybe I could have had a little bit more of a piece on that. But I was happy with my execution personally. We can see, actually, I was having a look at this now too. The South African market also selling off here. The DAX is selling off overnight as well. Yeah, you got to attack when you see it presenting, right? I can actually see, yeah, South African market selling off too. You can see that as well. Yeah, that's just dropped a casual. This market moves pretty aggressively. I do like trading the all share indexes. This is a South African all share index. It moved just a casual 300-point drop. This thing moves. Just for those, some guys like trading it in South Africa. It does definitely move. So yeah, I think, just from a perspective of cashing and capitalizing, when the time calls for it. But this was the 15-minute chart on it. Now I got short over here. Okay, let's zoom in. I got short over there. I take profits here. I add back in here. Look at that. I close on this 15-minute bar, but obviously we continue to tank off another 100 points. But I got out of there because I don't know if this is going to bounce again. So I think it was well played for me. Always can be better, but I think I did do well to take the trade, cash in, and then add in again. But yeah, that's my thoughts process on that as well. Let's go over that opening week range report. Okay. Let's go over this opening week range report as well. Let's go like this. Okay. Let's go like this. Opening week range. Let's go to ES. We can see over here. So what this report basically tells you is after Monday and Tuesday sets on high and low, how often do we double break, single break, and stuff like that? Very similar to the initial balance report, right? But we can see that we break the opening range, opening week high 51% of the time. We break the opening week low 14% of the time, but we only double break 33% of the time, meaning that once we take one side after Monday and Tuesday set in, very rarely do we take both sides. So let me give you a little bit of a visual on that, a live visual. Let's give you a live visual on that. Okay, like this. So Monday and Tuesday sets the high and low, the blue, high and low. Okay, over here and over here. Once we break one side, very rarely do we come back and break the other side. So we break the downside. Now, very rarely do we come back up and double break the top. So that's why I do think that we could see some extension lower to the downside today as well. And we aren't coming back to previous days highs. Even in this pre-market bounce here, we haven't come back up to pre-market highs either. So that's my thoughts this morning on that. Anyone got any thoughts or questions in the chat on my trades from yesterday? I know you got to, you always be wanting to get better and improve. But I think we've had a good week. I had YM longs with you guys on stream on Monday. And then I had, again, even though, stream with Andre yesterday, I took the shorts as well. So I think it's been pretty good. How's your guys' week been? How's all your guys' week been? Living the break-even life and some small losses. Yeah. What do you think you can do to improve and get past that break-even stage then? Because I think that's a good question maybe that we can speak on. What do you think at the moment you can do better? Because I know when I'm not trading well, I think I'm over trading and looking to trade too much. That's why I've spoken this week about moving to the higher time frames as well, like a 15-minute chart and above, not getting sucked into the vortex. What do you think you could be doing better during that, during these periods? For me, trade more. I don't take all entries. Interesting. So maybe under trading, is that from lack of confidence in the setups? What do you think that is? What do you think that is? Set a trade limit per account. If I take X trades a day, shut it down, journal. Yeah, that's 100%. I like that as well. Yeah, we got some good chats here in the Discord right now. If you aren't on the Discord, make sure to join it. Brutal week for me. Just haven't been patient or focused. I've moved to 50-minute charts. Laugh because you just said that when I was typing. Risk management has kept me in the game and still have plenty of drawdown. Well, as long as you've managed risk, but I'm sorry to hear that, Sloth. It's been some days on the trading desk can be super, super, super annoying and just frustrating. But yeah, we just got to move on. I like, that's why I said I've moved up to like a higher time frame just because it just slows things down for me. Right. So that definitely has helped me so much and just keeping me locked in on what I need to do. Like if you're on the 1 minute time frame, you can be seeing entries all day, every single day. What's up, Mr. Zinc? I'm all good, bro. How are you doing today? How's your week been, Zinc? There are almost 50 edgeful indicators now. Which one should I start with as I started trading futures recently? Good question. So personally for me, if you want to keep things super, super simple, use the orb indicator and the opening candle continuation indicator. Okay. I like using the orb opening range with VWAP and the edgeful data, but I'll keep mine super simple. If you want to keep it as simple as possible, use the orb indicator, so opening range high and low, see where we are relative to that, and then that opening candle continuation report for the first hour, telling you where the first hour's direction has been. The reason I say that is if you look at the NASDAQ is really, really strong with that. So let's go to reports. Let's go to the opening candle continuation report. What's up, Booyah? Good to have you on. Okay, so look at this. In the last 6 months, let's go to NQ. Sorry, opening candle continuation and then NQ. Okay. 79.4%. If the first hour is bullish, 79% of the time we will close as a bullish closing day. Vice versa for the short, 72.5% of the time. If the first hour is bearish, we'll close as a bearish closing day. So I'm going to say to you, look at the orb coupled with the opening candle continuation. Does that help? Lock, stock, and barrel. I love it. Used to be hesitation, now unsureness, but never will know if trade will be a win. Same result though. Yeah, no one can predict the future. That's for sure. I think you just got to maybe just, finding out what your best trades are and then looking to get better in that. What market conditions are you trading in that suit you best? Some good thoughts here in the chat this morning. I appreciate you guys' feedback. Yes, thank you. Perfect, lock, stock, and barrel. I love it. If you have any more questions, reminder that Andre and I are going to be live trading in the next 30 minutes from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. Our stream Mondays and Fridays with Andre. Mr. Zing streams Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. That's for live trading. Pre-market, obviously, is always Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, come and ask questions there as well. But if you want to dive into the edgeful reports and you want to keep it super basic, super simple, orb with opening candle continuation report. Yeah, the trading view indicators. Yeah, so you got that orb indicator and then you got the opening candle continuation indicator as well. Okay, so if you go indicators, okay, let's get it up here. I'm taking time. What's the name of the report that measures the retracement to the 12 a.m. Eastern price? I think that is called the RCT retracement. I believe it is. I don't know why it's lagging, yeah? There you go. Okay, so invite only. There's the edgeful. So that's the strategy. Let's go orb. Edgeful orb, opening range breakout, and then you can look at the opening candle continuation, those two. Opening candle continuation and the orb. There are two orb indicators. One is RR, the other bar levels. I use just the simple one. Okay, so what's the one that I use? I just got the normal orb opening range break, edgeful orb opening range breakout. And that just plots, as you can see on my chart over here, the opening range high and the opening range low. I don't have the levels on or anything like that. I just like to see is price above the opening range high or is it below it? For example, yesterday on the NASDAQ, we had an opening range high, an opening range low. Price is trading, breaks it, comes back, doesn't get above it, and then gets back, trading back towards it. So we've broken the lows. That's a confirmation with the opening candle continuation report being bearish. That's why I like the shorts. What are the other 6 on your trading view screen? So I got the previous day's high and low, and then I used the free VWAPs, the edgeful pivot points. I don't really use these. These are the only ones I use. VWAP, previous day's highs and lows, and the edgeful orb breakout. You can also get the previous day's highs and lows over here. Okay, previous, there we go. Previous day's highs and lows, previous day's range. That's the one there with edgeful that you can use. Okay. Perfect, guys. So we'll be live in the next 30 minutes or so. I hope that you guys have a great trading session. We'll leave it there. Let's, yeah, we'll speak more on stream. Let's see if we can catch a nice winning trade to end the week. Don't get stuck on a bias that isn't there or isn't looking like it's there. But we'll see you there in the next 30 minutes. I appreciate you guys' time as always. Thanks for giving me the time of day. I appreciate you guys asking the questions and always looking to get better, right? That's what this community is about. So appreciate it. We'll see you guys there. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next 30. Besides 50 minutes versus 1 hour, what's the difference between orb and RB breakout? So orb is, yeah, it's a good question. Most of the time, I would say orb, maybe you're looking for breakouts immediately as it breaks, whereas the RB, you're looking for retracements to take entries because it's got will typically have a wider range because it's got an hour's worth of trading compared to only 15 minutes. So some traders are looking for breakouts, whereas other guys are using the RB to look for pullbacks to that 25 or 50% retracement. Okay, perfect, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you all then. And let's have a good Friday. Cheers, guys.